Alright, so we're back. This is part 2 of the video. This thing's still really hot. We came back maybe 15 minutes after that was on high, and there was a extreme amount of yellow smoke coming off this thing. Here, this was a brand new pot. It's got a brown, almost, I don't know, nicotine or burnt sugar color. It's sticky, comes off. So we're not gonna do that again. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna dump out this pot. I actually took this pot outside. I set it in the ditch out back to kind of cool down. So there's kind of some grass on it. Like I said, an extreme amount of yellow smoke. I don't know what it was. So we're gonna pour all this out and see what we got in the bottom. Oh wow, so we have like this white colored, I don't even know what that is, but it's white and crusty. It's not like goo at all. It's almost like, I don't even know what you would call that. So we're gonna get this all out in a pot, kind of lay at the bottom of the pan. I would definitely not recommend doing this. This did not turn out the way I thought it would. I was hoping we could melt, but instead it turned into, well, I mean, most of the beads came out whole. They're huge. They're full of air, they popped. They're just full of air. I mean, some of them, very few stuck together. Yes, some that stuck together, but they did not melt. It did not melt into a goop like I was hoping. So what I'm going to do here is kind of get the ones that aren't white, because I don't know what that stuff is. I do know there's, I want to say 3 different chemical compounds to make, or 3 different chemicals that are mixed together to make water beads or orbeez. But these are just, they're so crunchy and they're not liquidy or anything at all. So I guess, like you can see here, shut that door please, the video camera's on.
Where's Mommy?
Mommy went inside. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get a little bit, and like I said, it stinks. What does it smell like to you?
Yes.
It stinks? Alright, so these are mostly just, they're warm. They're not gooey at all. They're not polymer, liquid, sticky, or anything. Stop, please. So like I said, if you remember, I still have, I guess you'd call it the control. Just to give you a difference. And this one appears orange as well. So to give you an idea, hey, don't pop them. We're going to see what happens when we fill them up with water. So we got this itty bitty one, and then we got the one that's been cooked. These were dry when they were cooked, and it's, God, I don't know, 5 times, 6 times the size. It's almost as big as the ones that have been sitting in water for about 4 hours. They're still popping. I don't know why. I'm going to pour a bunch of water in here, and hopefully it comes out like a jelly. I don't know if you can see this, but it is petrified. I've never seen a pan like this. Now, I'm scratching this with a fair amount of force, and you can see there's no shininess. It's just black, crunchy something. And so we're going to put that back on there. We're going to pour some water in it. Turn a little bit of heat on. Right, where's the pitcher of water? Oh, it's over here. So we're going to pour just enough to kind of cover the bottom of this pan. And this is not part of the experiment. This is more of just trying to clean this pan. Maybe we can use it for future uses.
Oh, it's coming off
like I said,
milk.
this is just gross. It was so bad. I ran in here with my shirt over my mouth, just to kind of quickly grab this and run out get the pan off the heat. I turned the heat off, and I took it and dipped it in the pond or creek, I guess you'd say. It was horrible. I couldn't do it. It was so gross, and I think I did. Well, our normal orange one got dropped in there, but that's okay. Some of these didn't fully blow up, so now what we're gonna do, don't touch. No, just leave it in there. It's okay. Those are green, and don't pop those. We're gonna see what happens. So now that these are full of air, we're gonna see what happens when you fill them with water and let them sit. Brent, where are your safety glasses? Put those on, please. They're still popping, even though they're cool enough to handle easily. So we're gonna put our safety glasses on, because I don't know what's gonna happen when we introduce room temperature water. Are you ready? All right. So we're gonna pour this slowly.
It's popping.
We are getting popping. So we're getting popping again. Brent, put your hand over this. Whoa, they're popping out. Whoa, put your hand over the bowl. Put your hand over the bowl. So this is my 6-year-old son. I would not pour hot water on his hand. What does that feel like?
Cold.
Cold? That's cold water. I'm not gonna pour, and I'll do it to myself too. It's very cold. They're popping out everywhere. Look at this. Whoa! I need something to cover it with. Here, let's put a plate over it. They're popping out, so if you cook them, let them cool down, and then introduce, this is room temperature water. It's been sitting in this pitcher for an hour or two. It came out of my faucet outside, so we're gonna pour enough water in here. Move the plate over. Did one leak out?
Yes, and I popped it.
Alright, so we're gonna pour the water in there. Oh, they're still leaking. They're everywhere. Alright, so we're gonna put this over there. It's still popping. And like to show you, this is still cool to the touch. Let me show you though. This is definitely not a good idea. Don't ever try to melt dry orbeez or water beads. Look at that. That's just gross. I don't know what. This was a brand new pan. To give you an idea, it was that color. No, it's disgusting. It honestly looks like we tried to cook maybe cigarettes.
I'm holding the water.
Look at this pan.
I'm holding the water.
It's black on the
I'm
bottom.
gonna hold this water bead. I'm gonna hold this one.
You can hold that water. That's fine. Why didn't you put the cap back on? Alright, so this is warm. But I mean, I can touch it without burning my skin. So, we're just gonna kind of set this back on there. Put water in it. Put the cap
Oh my god,
on.
I still.
Hopefully all this.
That's big.
Those are 2. So these, remember, these are the ones that we bought off of Wish. These are the ginormous ones.
What ones are good?
They're all ginormous. These are our normal ones that we got out of this container here. Where'd the container for the water beads go? Oh, they're here. It's 14 ounces of water beads. They came in this jar. Let me give you an idea again how small they were. I moved them to a mason jar to kind of keep the moisture out, because I don't know how long it'll be before we actually use these and send them as an
Now,
experiment.
what happens if we do the orange ones?
Oh, the orange one, yes. So when we were attempting to melt them, I wasn't sure what's going to happen. We started to separate them. We got all these orange ones. We were going to make a big orange orbee or water bead bowl.
To celebrate the Grinch,
Watch out. Let me shut this
all
one.
new Grinch pancakes, mint hot chocolate, and kids eat free
But it was
from
taking
the
forever. It
beer.
really was taking
Right, Mr.
forever. I wanted to
Grinch?
fill that entire container with a
Try
melt.
new Grinch pancakes.
This,
See the
which
Grinch
would have
eat
taken all the orange ones, it took forever. So we just kind of scrapped that idea, figured out we'd see what
I don't
happens
have
when you
my
try to
safety
melt a
goggles
dry
on.
or water bead, and
Hey, look, now it looks like a snake.
bad idea. So,
Oh.
but we are going to see what happens. We got our bowl here. As you can see, it's definitely got water in it. Let me pull this up to the camera. This is our beads that are not in the pot or anything else. Just normal 6
Wow.
orange water beads in water. Been there for probably about 4 hours, 5 hours. So now we got our dried orbeez. Let me tilt the camera down for a second.
Hey, Daddy, look.
Hold on. Watch out for a second.
I poked it.
Watch out.
I poked it.
Alright, watch out. Don't do that. You're destroying them. Alright, so I'm going to tilt the camera down so you can see the bowl. Some of these are massive from the air. When I say massive, I'm comparing them to the normal size of a dry water bead. But, I mean, they're still water beads, but see all the black on my hands? So we're going to let that sit and see what happens. We'll leave it here with a plate on top. I don't know if they're going to expand. I'm going to put a bowl. So, camera back there. I'm going to put a plate underneath the bowl just in case any of them decide to try to escape. So first I'm going to get this off my hands.
Well, this is so cool.
So when I looked it up to see if water bees or orbeez are non-toxic, it says they are, but there's a chemical when it's separated that is considered toxic, which I don't understand. If you introduce a toxic chemical, how is it non-toxic later? I'm not sure though, so that's when I saw the yellow cloud. We all ran out. Didn't even attempt to start the video up again for safety. So it's done popping. We're going to take these off now. So this is probably going to be like a 2 or 3 part video. So I'm going to put this bowl here. I've got just enough of a lip around, so if any of them float out, they'll kind of fall into the plate. I don't know if they're going to, don't put that one there. I don't know if they're going to absorb any water now that they've been cooked. I'm going to let that sit in there with water in there. That water is, what color is that water? Black. It's gross. I don't know that we're ever going to be able to use that pot again.
That was what I did to
Don't do that. That's your drinking bottle. So, alright. That's it for now. We're going to let these sit for a few hours. We'll come back tonight, later on. We'll let this come back, see if I'm even able to clean that. And like I said, it feels like it's just sticky goo. It's gross. Let me show you.
Let's just make another video.
We can do another video too. Let me show you. This is a clean paper towel. So we got a clean paper towel here. My finger after touching the pot. It's gross. Alright, well, this is going to be probably part 2 of 3 different videos. We're going to let that sit, see what happens after you cook an orbee, and then fill it up with water. Say bye.